we are going to be looking at the top 10 wines of Amazon, the top 10 best-selling wines on Amazon. If we haven't met before, my name is James Follent, and I believe the world of wine is beautiful and complex, so I create videos for wine lovers to learn more about the world of wine. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. And if you were interested in the content that I'm creating, make sure you give it a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification to be notified of future videos. And we look at the top 10 wines of Amazon, the top 10 best-selling wines on Amazon, which I am excited about. We can already see the 19 crimes are well represented as part of the series, and the majority, 6 out of 10 of these wines are red wines, followed by 3 different white wines, and 2 are the Lindeman from the Lindemans, looking at lower alcohol. But let's get into that first pick, the Pepperjack Shiraz. So a pack of 6 for $102.30. So this Pepperjack Shiraz, 75 mils of bottle, is well known with James Halliday as one of those wines that are around on, well matched in that regard in terms of pricing. And I wasn't expecting this necessarily from Amazon in terms of level of detail, but they have a little bit of a description as well, that this Pepperjack Shiraz, we click back onto the picture, is a rich, dark red and blue fruits, ripe blackberries, dark chocolate, and rich mocha notes that are enveloped by hints of spice and integrated oak. And this pairing for this Pepperjack Shiraz from the Barossa Valley is unashamedly the perfect partner for steak, and Barossa is one of the premier wine regions of Australia, and it could be said that the Barossa Shiraz made Shiraz famous globally as a Shiraz drinking nation, and Australians love to drink Shiraz as well. And the Pepperjack range is a tribute to the Barossa's rich heritage and passion for the region. And this wine exemplifies this, gaining 93 points from James Halliday. And it's from the 2017 vintage here in particular, which is cool to see. And it is the #1 best-selling wine on Amazon. Let's look at number 2. It's Penfolds. Penfolds are a classic. This one does not look like it is. No, this is in a case of 6. So the Penfolds Koonunga Hill Shiraz wine, case of 6. A multi-regional blend of Shiraz from South Australia's premium wine growing regions. Koonunga Hill Shiraz is a plumper style with plush red berried fruits, generosity of flavor, and supple ripe tannins. The best pairing is rich, flavorful meat dishes, and since 1844, Penfolds have played a pivotal role in the evolution of winemaking, with a history and heritage that profoundly reflects Australia's journey from colonial settlement to the modern era. And the alcohol content on this one is 14%, and it is recognized for having excellent structure and length as part of this bottle. And it looks like this Koonunga Hill is often purchased alongside other Koonunga Hill wines, being the Cabernet Sauvignon as well as the Shiraz Cabernet, and that works out to be just over $10 a bottle, coming in at $68.10, which is attractive price. It would be interesting to see what the quality of that particular wine is. They even have a more detailed tasting notes. Let's see if that matches up. What I find interesting here is it just kind of lists the generic wine here, the Koonunga Hill Shiraz, not the vintage. It says no vintage, NV for non-vintage, but we can see that here in the pictures that they have the tasting notes to go with it, which I find an interesting curiosity as part of this for what's going on, what is to be said about this particular wine as we consider what goes into it. Penfolds being one of the most reputable and well-known brands in Australia and internationally. And yeah, this wine aims to deliver quality, value, and consistency. It's a legendary wine that is still drinking well today, a favorite at Penfolds recorking clinics. Collectors value its quality and longevity. Koonunga Hill Shiraz joined the range in 2002, a contemporary reflection of Penfolds' multi-regional sourcing philosophy. Shiraz from the warmer districts of South Australia is carefully blended with the Barossa Valley always well represented, and the peak drinking is now to 2023. It makes me wonder if the previous vintages from the 1976 were better composed in terms of the acidity, the tannin, the prickly sensation on your tongue, and the balance of fruit that went into it, because the estimated drinking window is from now to 2023. That's about a 5-year drinking window compared to wines that people would actually bring to recorking clinics. Otherwise, people could just be holding on to these wines as part of their cellar collection, part of memories, part of potentially history and gifts. Not really sure on that one. But if we go back to the, should close these tabs, go back to the list, 19 Crimes Red Blend. One thing I really found interesting about the 19 Crimes was I think they actually did some augmented reality. Let's see if this video actually picks up on what I'm trying to say here. So let me put my audio through so you can follow along.
You have been found guilty of treason against the British Crown, sentenced to life in prison.
Where are we going?
Bloody shame this rope ain't long enough for you to hang your traitor neck with.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That captured what I was talking about and thinking about. They have augmented reality as part of their wine bottles. So you can actually download an app and check that out. So you can download the app, scan the wine label, and the wine label tells a story as part of this particular wine, which I think is pretty exciting. That's a pretty awesome idea for branding, for marketing, to tell the story behind that wine. And it also links in with an aspect of Australian history, with the history going back to convicts being sent out for different crimes that they committed. And they also, often the British, were the ones who brought the wine to Australia on the ships to then plant grapes, to then make wine, as a little snippet into some wine history. So this 19 Crimes Red Blend bears the same traits as those banished to Australia. Defiant by nature, bold in character, always uncompromising. It's a taste that you'll never forget. The 19 Crimes Red Blend's palate is as marvelous as its story, making it a perfect drink for great conversations. 19 Crimes Red Blend's palate is as marvelous as its story, making it a perfect drink for great conversations. The best pairing is spicy barbecued sausages or a meat and cheese platter, which sounds awesome. I'm actually going to be drinking this evening, or I'm going to be having sausages this evening. I don't have a bottle of this to try it with it. I'll actually probably maybe be opening a bottle of Pepperjack Shiraz that I have next to me. That's actually from Dan Murphy's. 19 Crimes red blends. So each bottle bears the mugshot of a true historical convict with one of the 19 crimes inscribed under the screw cap. And then you can download the Living Wine Labels app. However, hover your phone over the label and bring the convicts to life, telling their stories. I think that'd be a pretty cool video idea. You get a case of 6 for $65.20 as part of this, which is pretty good. I'm really excited about, that Living Wine Labels app. I think that would be a fun video idea for the future. I wonder if I could live stream it. I think I'd have to think about how do I get my screen share from my phone to my computer to the camera to the internet, but that's something that I get to enjoy, thinking about the technical aspects that I know and love and bringing that to sharing about the world of wine. But let's get into the next wine. Looking at the 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg Cali Red. So this one looks like it's a twist on the previous one. The previous one wasn't really clear, but it looks like it's got some Snoop Dogg stuff going along with it. Celebrity wine coming out here that comes to life with the bottle. The custom Cali Red voiceover lines thanks to augmented reality. And you can hear Snoop Dogg when you look at this wine, which will be interesting. So this is full and dense with strong black and blue fruit from Petite Syrah, complemented by bright red, slightly candied fruit in the background from Zinfandel. The dark toasted oak integrates these flavors and finishes on a slightly sweet note. Ripe black fruit accented with distinct smoky American oak aromas of vanilla and hazelnut. The best pairing for this wine, as suggested by Amazon, is roast pork, barbecued meats, and spicy chili dishes. That's going to be interesting. A 14% wine there comes to life with Snoop Dogg. One other idea that I've had is around doing a video about celebrity wines. A Californian red here about wines celebrities have helped produce. I think one of the Minogues, Kylie Minogue has done a wine. Ricky Ponting has done some wine. Daniel Ricciardo has done a collaboration with St. Hugo. So that could be another interesting future wine idea as part of that. So let's head back to that top 5. So 4 was 19 Crimes, and the next one will be the 5th leg Western Australia Cabernet Sauvignon blend. But I would love to hear in the chat below, what wines do you like to drink when you celebrate? Let me know in the comments below. In the replay, what you enjoy when you like to celebrate, when you drink wine, what makes you want to make confetti, make pop party poppers to celebrate. What bottle of wine would go with that for you? And let's get into the next wine, the 5th leg Western Australia red blend. It's a Cabernet Sauvignon, Shiraz, and Merlot blend. The case of 6 coming in at $78. Non-vintage wine, this 5th leg Cabernet Sauvignon. Merlot is savory and complex, perfect for some me time or catching up with friends. A rich and luscious wine with mixed berry flavors, best paired with a delicious pizza. Pick your favorite flavor. 5th leg is the quirky offshoot of renowned Margaret River winery Devil's Lair and makes wines worthy of its esteemed pedigree. These are great tasting wines made in Western Australian vineyards in the varieties and blends that are sure to be a hit. And from the stable of Devil's Lair, Fifth Leg is a blend of Cabernet, Shiraz, and Merlot that is soft and supple, drink now style. The quality of the fruit gives it flavour, which will appeal to the serious red wine drinkers as well. Our philosophy is simple. Wine is to be enjoyed, and we source grapes from a selection of Western Australia's best wine regions to create a range of innovative wines with fresh, vibrant fruit characters. So I'm guessing that is fruit, particularly fruit forward there. Let's get that photo up and zoom in to see. It was matured in stainless steel vats by the looks of things. Its color is deep crimson red with purple hues and vibrant red currant mulberry and dark cherry aromas dominant, complementary hints of Asian spice and dried sage and layers of complexity. And the fruit profile is rich and brooding, fleshy black currant and plum fruits. So black fruits are intertwined with elegant tannins that ensure the palate is youthful, seamless, and soft as part of that. So really interesting wine that goes into that. I like the graphics of the dog. There's a fifth leg. I've always thought of a fifth leg. I thought it was a position in cricket. Could be wrong. But let's get into wine number 6. The Houghton Reserve Cabernet Sauvignon. 6 bottles of this will cost $75.49. It is bright magenta with scarlet hues, medium bodied upfront flavors of cassis, black olive, and blackberry are combined with mocha. Forest floor notes help to add complexity. It's a well-defined palate with supple and soft tannins, and the bouquet displays lifted blackcurrant and raspberry fruits with chocolate, vanilla, and bay leaf notes. It makes me wonder how quickly would you have to jump on, like what quantity is being sold here to make it to the top 10 as part of this. And it looks like there's a 15% off coupon for this particular wine as I scroll past it. So that price would probably come down even further once that 15% up. It wants me to log in. Let's hit the back button on that and head back to here. So that's number 6. Not particularly, I wish that wine had more information on it, but now let's jump into number 7. Penfolds have 2 wines in the top 10 of Amazon, testament to their style, and I think this one is 30% off. This is per bottle. This is normally $50, coming in for $34.80. I wonder if I search Google for this, if I can find it at Dan Murphy's for a lower price or not. We are about to find out as part of this. $34.80. It looks like the Amazon strategy here from a marketing perspective is to match the price that is coming out of Dan Murphy's. I wonder if that's what's going on here in the backgrounds, or if Penfolds has coordinated something in particular to go along with this. But let's jump back to the Amazon listing to see what it talks about. Gorgeous perfumed aromatics with fresh mulberries and raspberry compote, conjuring thoughts of summer berry pudding. A hint of bay leaf adds a savory note, perfumed and lifted. This wine is best paired with duck and lamb dishes, and since 1844, Penfolds has played a pivotal role in the evolution of winemaking with a history and heritage that profoundly reflects Australia's journey from colonial settlement to the modern era. And I believe that that line of the description was on the previous one. This wine coming in at 14.5% alcohol, and they only have 2 left in stock. So you could be someone who picks up one of those last 2. I'm more probably interested in this section, the details where it dives into the bin 8. It's a multi-region blend of the Shiraz Cabernet style, 60% Shiraz, 40% Cabernet. It's much more interesting seeing these details. And it uses older oak because it was previously used for bin 128, bin 28, and bin 389, with the 8 providing a common thread. So they are reusing oak barrels to help craft this wine. So it's an impressive, smooth red wine response to a heightened interest in Shiraz and Cabernet blends, which is a classic Australian wine style that has caught the attention of the international wine media. And this wine talks about vintage conditions. It's got some cellaring potential on it. So peak drinking is now to 2032. So you could let that rest and be patient for a decade. And that's how we feed into things like Penfolds rewards of patience. And I also really appreciate the photography that has gone with the branding of this wine. I wonder if 8 has also been picked as a particular number of significance for the international market. So bin 8, the magical combination of Cabernet and Shiraz, looking at, I think, red envelopes and the red and the Chinese New Year connection that comes with the red envelopes as well, and the time that is celebratory. So this could be a good price on wine. That's a really interesting one. I haven't personally tried bin 8 that I can remember. So let's move on to number 8 of the top 10 best-selling wines in Australia. We're getting into the white wines now, which is interesting. So the Secret Stone Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc as the 8th wine. So this Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, Marlborough is actually in New Zealand. So this is a New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc that we're enjoying. So this wine displays elegant tropical fruits of kiwi and passion fruit, as well as fresh citrus flavors, a true expression of Marlborough Sauvignon Blanc, with its best pairings light seafood dishes. And the Secret Stone was named after the rare and precious greenstone found in the South Island of New Zealand. It's a 12.5% alcohol content of wine, and it is clean and fresh with a crisp acid finish, which is part of the reason why it pairs well with light seafood dishes. I like how they've also included some tasting notes as one of those photos. However, I can't zoom in and read it, so that doesn't work as nice. And some of these photos are quite small. I can't actually do much with them. I can zoom in on this one, which is a bonus to see what's going on there. Coming in at $17.77. Is that for a case of 6? That's getting... That wine could be cheaper than coffee. Let's see. Let's do some quick math there on Google to see what that is. 1777 divided by 6. If I can do math correctly. That's cheaper than a coffee in Sydney. If that's a case of 6. That's impressive. I wonder what the... Oh, that makes me go... Wow. The value on that potentially coming in... The delivery is almost as much as the wine for this one. This is incredible. I can't say its value until I've tasted it, but the price point per bottle is incredibly low. I'm not sure what it tastes like, but that is interesting. Can I see the reviews on this? Nice clean taste, great with a cheese platter from Alan Hall. Top reviews from Australia. So that was 5 stars from Alan in the Amazon comment section. So that could be a great bargain for a crisp, refreshing wine for summer. However, I am definitely encouraging and advocating for buying local, buying Australian wines at this time, as so many people are in lockdown. So let's bounce across to our next wine, from the Lindeman's collection. I'm trying to figure out what the difference is between these two because the description looks similar, talking about the Lindeman's Early Harvest, lower alcohol, crisp Chardonnay white wine, 750 mils for a case of 6, coming in at $56.70. And it's interesting to see that a best-selling wine is temporarily out of stock as part of this. So lighter in alcohol and calories, the Chardonnay bursts with ripe melon and stone fruit flavors, balanced by a crisp, refreshing finish. Interesting that it's not the kind of buttery, ochre kind of a Chardonnay that Chardonnays can be. And the best pairing is with cheese, cured meats, desserts, and spicy foods. The Lindeman's Early Harvest wines are 25% lighter in alcohol and calories, enabling you to enjoy great tasting wine as part of a lighter lifestyle. It's a combination of Lindeman's winemaking heritage and the skills and innovation of winemaking team that allows Lindeman's to create wines that are thoroughly enjoyable and lighter in alcohol and calories, with an 8.5% alcohol content. Got some nice photos there as well. It's kind of bright, refreshing. I see, yep, the tasting notes. You can't really zoom in on either as part of that, but let's just kind of tab out of that for a second. Floral design, non-vintage Chardonnay. Probably wouldn't go for this one as it's out of stock. I'm also not usually a fan of Chardonnay. Let's have a little bit of a exciting moment as well.
Let's
as
go.
we go into the last wine, that number 10 as part of this. So this is it's a Pinot Grigio. This is what I was confused by earlier. I was reading the start of it and I missed the difference between Chardonnay and Pinot Grigio as part of this wine. So the Lindeman's Early Harvest, lower alcohol Pinot Grigio white wine, 700 mils, and it's a case of 6, coming in at $68.08. This one is in stock. Its alcohol content is 8%. It's that same 25% like in alcohol and calories. It's a pale straw with delicate aromas of nashi pear and green apple, refreshingly delicate flavors of crunchy apple and pear, finishing with balanced acidity, creating a clean and lengthy finish. And its best pairing is seafood, spicy dishes, and light salads. So that would go great with a spicy Thai dish, I imagine. And it's also got that similar line about Lindeman's wine making heritage and skill. And it's an early harvest Pinot Grigio. Ooh, cheese platter. So that helps cover the results of the top 10 best-selling wines on Amazon, which is exciting. As part of this, as we look at those together, that's us covered the top 10 best-selling wines of Amazon. So let me know what you think in the comments below or in the chat, and I can answer any questions you might have about those, any wine-related questions, any inspiration for future live streams. But yeah, comment below if you're watching back on the replay, or put it in the live chat now, and I can hopefully answer some of those for you as we've been through this. I was interested that the split, looking at this, was mostly red wines, so 7 red wines, 3 white wines. It was dominated by the top 2 were Shiraz and Barossa Shiraz is well known throughout Australia, and then we had some red blends mixed in there. I was interested that the Snoop Dogg California web wine from 19 Crimes was up there. That seems like a bit of a diamond in the rough. 19 Crimes Australian brand, but it looks like they've probably either made the wine in California and imported it, just made it to style. I'm just interested. I'm probably most excited about the 19 Crimes range with the technology that goes into the augmented reality on the label of the bottle. And I think that could be its own wine video in the future, which is really exciting. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And if you are enjoying the wine content I'm creating, make sure you give this video a like. And anyone else searching for this question around top 10 best-selling wines on Amazon can be suggested this. This list will change up and down over time. It's actually updated hourly on the Amazon best-selling lists. So that is going to fluctuate all the time depending on who's purchasing what. But we're currently recording this live 7 p.m. on the 8th of September 2021, live from the Sydney lockdown and one of the LGAs of concern. And remember, wine is best enjoyed with friends and family. And I'll see you in the next video. A little bit of Fortnite to round out the night. Fortnite dance music to go with that, and enjoy. See you later, everybody.